welcome once again to the NPTEL module on handling large scale data using Stata. We are now explaining the panel data and their construction, how we can able to construct the panel data correctly, and that will help us to go for panel model and the analysis very systematically and correctly. Now, coming to the understanding of panel data, once again we just wanted to emphasize that panel data has observation on the same units, okay, in several time periods. Many times the panel data is not provided in ready to use manner, and we have to construct them in a panel format. Okay. So, the data the separate data file that is provided for each year is important. We have to merge them for our analysis. In India particularly, the only longitudinal data in the panel format is through India's Human Development Survey data sets. Okay. So, ISDS is very important, that is unique in this particular direction. And so, we are just clarifying IHDS data once again, though we have done it earlier, but in a panel setup we did not mention earlier. Now, I just wanted to mention once again that ISDS is a national representative data with multi-panel survey of households across India. ISDS is jointly organized by University of Maryland and the NCIER, that is National Council of Applied Economic Research based in New Delhi. ISDS public data files are available from the data sharing and demographic research of Inter-University Consortium for Political and Social Research, that is ICPSR. I will show you all those links. Here is the link, ICPSR link, and once you click on this link, you will be directed to the exact website where the data is available. So, ISDS is the first large scale national panel survey of over 40,000 Indian rural as well as urban households undertaken by the researchers from NCIER and University of Maryland. There are in fact 2 rounds of the survey, and those have been conducted since 2004-5 till 2011-12. So, 2004-5 is famously known as IHDS-I, and second, that is the 11-12 is called IHDS-II. So, IHDS-I actually surveyed over 41,554 households, and these numbers are very important while understanding panel. We need to remember these numbers, because then only you can able to understand how many are actually dropped and how many are exactly matching. This is very essential while constructing panel data. So, out of 41,554 household, 26,734 are from rural and 14,820 are from urban households. Total number of households surveyed in IHDS-II is of 42,152, and those consist of again 27,579 rural and 14,573 urban households. IHDS-II re-interviewed, that is important to mention, re-interviewed, we are going to clarify 83%, 83% of the original households. So, in the second wave, that is IHDS-II, considered 83% of the original one, and original, that is IHDS-I data, as well as split households residing within the household and additional sample of 2,134 households, additional samples. We are going to clarify everything. Now, this is the number we mentioned, and IHDS-II, it is of 42,152. Household survey in both round, that those are common, is of 40,018, and the household, those are lost recontact in second wave, they are of 6,911, and and the household those are not included in the second round of the survey is of 2134, and why these are the cases we are going to clarify right now. The questionnaires are in fact similar across the two waves to enable comparison over time, and it has been very clearly mentioned that two rounds can be compared. Okay. And like why comparison important, those who are interested in doing some experimental framework for analysis, in comparing some effectiveness of a particular policy over that two time period, if it is somewhere suitable, it is going to be very useful. Now, understanding the linking of both the rounds of the data. In order to link two data sets, we require a linking file, that is important. Okay, I am underlying it just to emphasize that whenever two rounds of data to be merged to make a panel, which one are common by the exact unit, the exact respondent or the household as the unit of the survey, those linking files must have been available. Okay. So, linking information is available at both households and as well and individual level in the IHDS website. So, linking files file gives round 1 identification codes for all round 2 households that were re-interviewed at both the levels, that is for individual level as well as household level. You will need to register at IHDS website to download this linking data. Okay. So, just registration, if you do it, it is freely available. You need to give minimum information for registration. You will be given this page to download the data. Now, it gives information such as understanding ever married women. They are in also text file, in Stata file also. Individual linking variables are available, then household linking variables are also available. Now, linking data essential sometimes, as they also mentioned, that understanding rising level of education, declining women empowerment, some paradoxical changes in two rounds are also important. Now, coming to the linking files that are available in text format as well as in Stata format of 11-12 format, though if you have earlier version you can convert it to the other version of the data also. Now, a note here that if ever married women file will be merged with the household file. Now, it is important to mention ever married file women, ever married women file will be actually merged with household file, because ever married file in ISDS-I is not available. Since IHDS-I does not give information specifically on ever married. So, in that case you have to merge with the household file, and household file will be merged with certain limited information related to ever married women. Ever married women basically it is 14 age 15 to 49 okay, of women. Now, for the clarifications on understanding the relations between these two round for merging to make a panel data, we first try to understand the structure of the data in both the rounds. Now, in IHDS-I sample, if we consider in total it is of 41,554, and there were attritions, number of observations those have been dropped is of 6,911, may not be those observations are available. Okay. And there might have been some migration, or there might have been some lapses, there are various reasons of not covering the same individual household from the same location. There might have been shifted to another place. Coming to the so there is attrition, so that will be subtracted from the original data. Now how many replacements are there in that place? In the new round, that is of 2134, we will clarify in our next slides in detail. There are some split households also from the the household gets splitted to and a number of observation like in differently to different households. So, those all have been included, that is of number 5397. Some re-interviewed households are there. This is the re-interviewed means whatever are there out of 41,000, straightway 31,621 have been directly re-interviewed in the next round. Now, we will clarify this replacement and split household once again. Also the attrition one. Attrition households are the one who are in the process get dropped out from the questioning round or the questionnaire round of the next level. Attrition, it means that IHDS-I household lost to recontact in IHDS-II. Okay. Some of the original IHDS households had to be replaced in some urban areas where where interviewers were unable to locate the former households. Okay. So, those have been shifted or replaced in some urban areas, very difficult to actually locate. They are also part of the attrition level. But a clarity is also given in the data set related to the replacement household. Like that, a replacement household was randomly selected in the same neighborhood to refresh the sample. This has led to 2,134 new household being included in the IHDS-II sample. So, that has been contacted to the neighborhood and more or less the same nature of sample has been replaced. Okay, that is of 2,134 new household. These are called new replacement household. So, replacement households are identified by a 9 in the split file. 9 is the code entered for the replacement household. It means there are some households which are not interviewed in IHDS-I. Basically, since they are replaced in new survey, so that is very clear that that number, that is of 2,134 have not been included or were not included in IHDS-I. Okay. So, households from IHDS-I may have split into 2 or more households in IHDS-II. Like one household between IHDS-I and IHDS-II, the number of years like from 2005 till 2012, 11, 12, around 6 years in between, there are high possibility of some split household. One household gets split to 2 or more households, and they are all included in IHDS-II. If the split household resided in the same village or urban block, all splits were actually included for survey. Okay. So, split of because of the split, households in IHDS-I match with more than one households in IHDS-II. Okay, because of the split. So, the total number of households surveyed in IHDS-II is what exactly? That is n equal to 2134 plus 2134, we have said the new replacement household. Okay, and the split household, that will be of 5,397 plus re-interviewed household. Okay, so, they are of 34,621. In total, it is of 42,152. So, the total observation we get it in IHDS-II, but they may not be entirely of longitudinal type, entirely of panel types. The exact number we are going to discuss right now. Households surveyed in both the rounds, that is, this is more important to be noted for our analysis. That is, split household from round 1 of 5397 that we have already mentioned, plus the re-interview, that is of these. Okay, so, 34,621. If you add these two, so both the rounds and their observations are actually now similar, and that is of 40,018 number, similar in both the rounds. Okay, and this number is important for panel analysis. Coming to the linking of two data sets, once again to mention that IHDS-I households in total were 41,554 and in 2 it is 42,152. Household link file contains, household linking file contains the entire 42,152 households. So, linking file will provide IHDS-I identification codes for all IHDS-II households and missing codes for replacement household that we have already mentioned as 9 as the code with the number 2134. Okay. And those are very new. Coming to the linking variables, mark it very carefully. Linking variables, they are specifically state ID, district ID, PSU ID, HH ID, household basically the ID level. Then this is of a primary sample unit they have defined with an ID, this is the split ID and this is person ID. Okay. So, to be noted here that the person ID is required, especially this particular ID is required when we are linking for the individual files, not for the household files. Okay. Coming to the steps of linking IHDS and IHDS-II, we need to launch the data. Now onwards, for another 15, 20 around 13-14 slides, we will be experimenting with the original data, okay, for linking IHDS-I and II to make a panel data. Okay. With 40,000 the number of which already 40,018 is the number we wanted to find out by linking. Okay. So, let us use the data set that is IHDS-I household data at this moment we are linking and we will open, but I wanted to mention here that in order to get the link very clearly, it might be the case that both the data sets, that is IHDS-I household and IHDS-II household data sets have the same name. Okay. If the same name is there, but we are linking from masters to the new, both the variable name might be merged with the same name and the information with the new variable that will be identified in the merged database will carry the master's variable name. Okay. So, what does this mean? Basically, when it has two variables separately and both the variables give different information, but actually we are we are carrying a same name, that will be misleading. All right. So, since both the variables are different in different rounds and they give different information. So, in order to differentiate the variables, we are renaming the variable of the first of all we rename the one data set, okay, one data set, that is IHDS-I. So, in order to rename the entire set of variables, those are given in IHDS-I household data. I suggest that you please likewise we do for renaming of the variable, rename of a particular variable, then its new name it gets renamed. But since we want to differentiate by all the variables with all the variables in another round, we for simplicity we take x as another indicator addition to the name of the variable. Okay. So, the exact suggestion is that there is a space mark here between the asterisk 2 asterisk mark, there is a space here. Okay. So, we are highlighting here there is a space between first asterisk symbol and x, okay, in between there is space mark. If you just do that, all the variables will be added with x. Now, we are going to show it with the IHDS-I household data. Okay. So, it is here. So, we are going to open it. Now, it is here. So, IHDS-I household data, this is the one, is not it? And so, we will rename, then asterisk, say space is there, then x and asterisk, end with asterisk, enter. Now, all the variables, now you just mark all the variables have been added with x. X was not there earlier, now all the variables are added with x before the variable name. You just mark very carefully, x is there in every variable, all right. Now, coming to the same interpretation, this is what we have clarified. This command adds a prefix of x okay, to all variables. Renaming is important because when we merge two files, it will overwrite the variables. So, if you want to keep variables from wave 1, that is IHDS-I, and wave 2 separate, you want to just keep all the variables separate, you may need to rename all the variables, and we have already now renamed. Okay. So, rename the ID variables as original one, ID variable to be original, then only based on the ID variable, such as the similar ID variable, which are based on that the same ID will be carried to another one, and those same information against the individual ID will be added with different variables, okay, different information. So, ID variable should be same. Okay. Now, what we will do, we will change the ID variable. We have now changed all ID variables to be added prefix with x, x is there. Okay. Now, we will change this to only the same name, that is state ID. Okay. Similarly, district ID, PSU ID, but another information to be very important, that the ID household ID, since we have changed the variable name of 2005, okay, particularly 2005, our household ID is now added with x, but we wanted to mark that it is of 2005 household ID, because in split ID we are going to in the split folder, split file, the variable name with HHID 2005 is given, also a split household 2005 is given. So, we have to make the rename the household file to be HHID household ID with 2005. Okay. So, if you do that, now simply renaming this, we will get those name which is going to be very useful. So, HHID and household split ID is not same in both the waves. Okay. So, which I just said now, in linking file given with name HHID 2005 and HH split ID 2005. So, renamed it as per requirement. So, since it is essential, we will rename it. Okay. So, you can follow this step on your own, and it is a very easy to do. All right. So, like we can do it. So, rename we'll do it here. All right. So, we are okay. We will get that clearly. Just a minute. So, it is here. We will simply rename all those files. All right. So, now simply if you have renamed, now those ID has specifically the common ID which we wanted to discuss, that state ID, district ID, PS ID has been removed with x, and others are also removed with x, and we added 2005 against to this HHID 2005 and HH split ID 2005. Rest variables we have kept it with x as the prefix. Okay. That is one of the guidance we have done it. Okay. Now, now we have very clearly marked the variables, those are common. Now, we will sort those as for merging, because two rounds in any case we have to merge with their common ID. So, this common ID which we have already defined, and it has been already instructed in IHDS rounds also, that which are the common ID for both the periods and or for individual periods. So, since these are the common ID, we will sort first as per the merging guidance we have already given in earlier lectures. So, we will now sort it. We will simply sort those 5 IDs, state ID, this and this, okay, and we will save and replace. All right. So, all right. So, with a name, I think it has already been saved. So, IHDS-I. So, it is with IHDS-I. All right. So, we have already saved. So, now we come to the guidance once again. Now, coming to another step, the first step related to sorting the important common IDs we have made. Now, we will process it for the IHDS-II household. Now, IHDS-2 similarly will open IHDS-2 household data, because now we are merging the household data. Okay. So, in this case again let me open that first. So, let me clear it here. So, where is that clear? Okay. So, now we will open the household 2, all right, this one. So, now this has been opened, it is in front of you. Now, we will sort the important variables, those common IDs, all right. So, now this has already been sort. So, this step we have now guided to you. So, sort all those indicator or important identifier unique variables. Now, we also check the ISID as well. Now, after okay, just a minute, we have already sorted it out. We can check their ISID also, whether they are uniquely identified or not. Now, simply we will change A to ISID. Okay. So, variable these are not uniquely identify the observations, all right. Okay. State ID, then district ID, PSU ID, then household ID, then split ID. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 were only mentioned earlier, so it has to be 5. Okay. So, that is why there are some error mark, but now it has been corrected. Now, after understanding their unique identifiers, we have also saved and we also sorted those file. We will now open the linking file. Okay. So, we will save it, then save and replace, then we will find the linking files. Linking files are here. Let me just open. Okay. Okay, it is here. Okay. So, then we will go for understanding the linking files. Now, it is link HHID, all right. Okay. So, the linking file is already given in ISDS website for our clarification. Now, I just wanted to give some information that it gives the unique identifiers like state ID, district ID, PSU ID. Now, interestingly, it gives information about HHID and split ID of the without the name of 2012, but only given HHID. This means it is of 2012 household ID, and split ID, household split ID, that means this is of 2012, and these last two are of household ID of 2005 and household split ID of 2005. So, now while we merge the two data set, we have to take very carefully about which linking files we are supposed to connect. Now, our important linking files for merging to two data sets, like linking file with IHDS-2. So, we have to now sort those 5 ID. Okay. So, as per 2012, okay, or 11, 12 data, these 3, 4, 5, all right. So, now we have already sorted out. Now, we can also check the ISID as well, since it has already been defined. So, no need to check. Now, we will simply merge it here. Okay. So, it is basically 1:1 merging, and now 3. So, this is 5 IDs using our linking file, using our IHDS-2. So, using our IHDS-2 is here, you can close. Okay. So, this we have already sorted out all its unique identifier, all right. It's already opened. So, it is here, then once again we will open, we will open, all right. So, now IHDS-2 we have used. Now, there is a merging, and the now we have gone through the merging. The merging has already been completed at this moment. Now, you can mark, which we have guided from the beginning, that 42,152 was the total observation available in IHDS-2, and in the linking file also the entire information were also available for, and that too we followed a one-to-one merging. Okay. So, that is very clearly understood, and our merging has been successful because of this linking file with IHDS-2. So, now what we will do, we have a combined IHDS-2 with linking file information has already been included in this file. Okay. So, what we will do, we will then generate a merge file. So far will, since we are trying to link and merge the data set, around 2 data set, we can create a generate file with this name. Okay. So, already generated, I can show you, that is already there at the end. Okay. So, this can be renamed with the merge. This since merge is there, merge R2, right, link. So, now we have created a variable with this particular name, all right. So, we will come back to this further clarifications. So, this is what we have guided, and here you can see all the observations that have already been completely merged, because IDs are uniquely identifying both the data sets and has equal number of observations. Now, coming to the next step, that sort the ID variables of IHDS-1. Okay. 2 and the the IHDS-2 and the linking file we have already merged. Now, we have a combined data set of that. Now, we need to get the IHDS-1 into it. Okay. So, IHDS-1 we have already saved by sorting their unique identifiers. Now, we will save that, then and we have 2 file with different name there, we will also save it accordingly. Now, what is suggested here, that you need to sort these identifier of IHDS-1, that we have already done it. So, we saved it with this name as well, but this is of okay. This is the file we have created, basically the merge file we have created, but now we will try to merge with IHDS-1. In order to merge with IHDS-1, IHDS-1 contain the unique file information like this and this. Since this file has not been sorted with this information, first duty is to sort with these names, these variables, then only we can actually able to merge correctly. Okay. So, let us sort these 5 indicators. Okay. So, sort, just a minute, it is here. So, 1, 2, 3, then 5, this is okay. So, now we have actually sorted out. So, now this is, we are naming it with save with IHDS-2 with link, IHDS-2 and link file has already been saved. Okay. So, now what is the next important aspect? We will open the IHDS-1 household file, that those IDs we have already sorted in IHDS-1. So, we need not sort further. Now, we will open that first, then we will merge with the IHDS-2 link file. Okay. So, let me first clear this out. Okay. So, we will clear now we will open IHDS-I file, okay, a household file. IHDS-I today 11, 12, okay. So, IHDS-I and that we have already sorted has been opened. Now, what we will do, we will now merge, okay. This is what. So, now we have actually used this file, is not it, and I think we have already sorted it, all those indicators. So, we are supposed to go for merging. So, we will merge it with this information. So, we will straight away take this command straight away copied. Why copied? Because we will carry with the same name generate, the way we defined earlier. We will go by that only, and now this is here. Now, I think merge the first line to be okay. Okay. So, it is the link to be given. So, that is basically here the using file to be that has to be first deleted, then okay. Okay. Now, the this is not there, it is here. Okay, the link we have created, we are all right. Okay. Then okay. So, now basically after connecting, after using the path name correctly, we observe that we have successfully matched the correct number, that is of 40,018. Okay. And from the masters, those who are not included, that is of 6911, and from the using file, that is basically the merged file, the replacement numbers, that is of 2134 we guided from the beginning, those are not included. So, the net number to be defined as the merge as the panel number, panel information is of 40,018. Okay. So, all right, and now we will clarify further. So, now basically when we have three indicators that merge, one code 1, 1, 2 and 3 are there. So, but we are interested only for 3, because 3 are the common IDs, common information in both the rounds. So, we can drop 1 and 2 because these are no longer important for the analysis so far as panel is concerned. So, we can drop and can proceed accordingly. So, you must have noticed in this in the case of first merging, that is link with IHDS-II, we have used with 1:1 merging, while in the second one we merged the IHDS-I with the combined link file. So, we applied 1:2 multiple file, that is M merging technique. In first case, information about all the households were given in linking file. In the second case, it is multiple merging because some of the IHDS-I households are split into 2 or more, and they share same household ID from IHDS-I. So, since there are more number and because of split, so we applied 1:M as the merging technique. Now, so the common the total number of households would be in this case is 6911 2134 40,018, that is of 49,063 households so far the total number is concerned. But out of that 40,018 is the final number, and they are actually interpreted in both the rounds. Alright. So, we can keep that 3, you can do this experiment on your own. Okay. So, we am not repeating, and next you can simply save with the panel IHHID, and that has been already guided and will show while we are using that data for further analysis. So, now coming to the data set which we have already shown for your analysis for to make a panel version. You can also click on this link to get for those data sets directly and readily available provided by the PSR, and they are providing in wide panel, long panel, pooled cross section and appendant form as well. For whichever the requirement you have, you can download and start using it. So, these are all information given for clarity. Okay. So, you can use it for better explanation further. All right. So, I think we need to proceed for the use of all those data that we have already converted. We have made panel, and in the next class we will be suggesting you the exact technique of deriving result based on the panel. Okay. So, that is all for today's lecture. Next lecture will be purely understanding and analysis of the panel data. Thank you so much.